Hi my dear students, I hope you're keeping well. So today the topic of our lecture is engineering curves. So in engineering curves, you'll have to study different types of curves, around 8 or 9 types of curves, and there are 10 or 12 ways in which that can be drawn. So first of all, we'll start with the basic curves that you need to understand, which is ellipse. Ellipse you have to study by two methods, that is rectangle and directrix focus method, parabola by rectangle and directrix focus method, and hyperbola only by the focus directrix method. This is as per our SPPU first year syllabus. So what is rectangle method? As the name suggests, that you need to draw the curves enclosed in a rectangle. Very simple. And what is directrix focus method? Now here what you need to keep in mind is the eccentricity. So in case of ellipse, the eccentricity is always less than 1. In case of parabola, it is equal to 1, and in hyperbola, it is greater than 1. So first of all, we'll start with parabola by rectangle method, a very simple way in which it can be constructed. So first we'll take this as our example. Now before we start with the actual numerical, for your understanding, let's see the basic shapes. Okay, so first of all, we'll start with your ellipse. Okay, so this is how your ellipse looks like. In case of your rectangle method, it is expected that you draw a complete ellipse shape like this. However, in case of your focus directrix method, it is expected you draw only a half ellipse. Then how your parabolic section looks like. So this is how your parabola looks like, and parabola in case of directrix focus method and rectangle method has to be a complete parabolic shape like this. So not like in case of your ellipse, half drawing of ellipse is permitted. Here for parabola it won't work. And lastly, the hyperbola by focus directrix method. Okay. So we'll start with parabola by rectangle method. Now let's first see what is the problem statement. Now this is a practical problem that I have considered here for you. However, in your actual exam, you'll get a very straightforward numerical wherein they'll mention what is the base of the parabola. Base is nothing but the horizontal distance that you need to take, and height of the parabola, which is the vertical distance. So let's understand this particular numerical. Now what is given over here is that there's a ball which is thrown into the air, which attains a height of 100 meters and then again it drops down to the ground. So what is the vertical distance given to you over here is 100 meters and horizontal distance given is 150 meters. So in simple terms, to start with your numerical, let's take this rectangle. Okay, this particular rectangle that is in which the problem statement is enclosed. So you have to draw a rectangle having height as 100 meter and horizontal distance as 150 meter to start with your numerical. Okay, so these are the steps that are being given over here, but I'll explain you one by one how exactly the parabola is drawn. So this is a rectangle, like I told you. Height we have taken as 100 meter and horizontal distance of ground as 150 meter, and that is enclosed by completing a rectangle. Now next is, we'll consider the left hand side part. Okay, left hand side part vertical distance of your rectangle, and you will divide this particular part into equal number of parts. Okay, now if I say that I want to divide it into 5 equal parts, so is it possible that I divide it into 5 equal parts? Yes, it is possible, because the height is 100 meters, 100 divided by 5, so each length will be 20 meters. However, now I have considered that I'll be dividing this particular line into 6 equal parts. Now why more number of parts? The more number of parts will get you more closely spaced points and you will get a smooth curve. Now to divide this into 6 equal parts will be a problem. I will not get a whole number as the answer. So if I divide this 100 into 6 equal parts, the distance will be 16.66, which is difficult to measure on a normal scale. So there's a procedure by which you divide this particular line. So what you need to do is, if you see this particular inclined line, this inclined line you can take at any angle between 30 to 70 degree. Any angle between 30 to 70 degree, and take any random distance in your compass. So this, you see this particular distance, any random distance of 10 mm, 20 mm in your compass, and keep it fixed and divide it into this particular line into 6 equal parts. Okay, so what I have done is, I have divided this particular inclined line, which is 30 to 70 degree, into 6 parts of any approximate distance that I have considered, say 10 mm or 20 mm. So this is first, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth part. Now what you need to consider is this last sixth point has to be joined to the top of this vertical line. Okay, so I have joined this sixth point to the top of this vertical line. Now the next lines that I'll be drawing through these points 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 need to be exactly parallel to this sixth line that I have joined to the top of this rectangle. So if you see, all these lines are parallel to the top line. Please remember, you will always join the last point, okay, this particular last point to the top, and then you will start drawing parallel lines to that. So now next step is what? I'll divide this particular horizontal line, that is horizontal distance of 150 meter, into 2 equal parts. Okay, 2 equal parts is because half parabola I'll be drawing on this side, okay, half parabola this side and half on the other remaining part. Now what I'll be doing is, this particular line is because I have divided into 2 equal parts, now becomes 75 mm length, okay, 75 meter length each. So this 75 meter length again I'll be dividing into 6 equal parts, okay, 6 equal parts, because I have divided this vertical line into 6 equal parts, the horizontal also into 6 equal parts. If I would have divided this into 5 equal parts, then the horizontal also into 5 equal parts. So same procedure what I have followed, any angle between 30 to 70 degree and approximate distance in my compass, I'll mark 6 parts. Okay, so I have marked first, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth part. This sixth part, now this last one, I'll be joining to this center part of the division line. So this has been joined to the center part of the division line. And next, all the lines I'll be drawing parallel to this particular line. So if you see, I have drawn all the lines parallel to this. So now I have 6 points over here and 6 points over here as well. So name this points as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And again on the horizontal line as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay. Now the next what you will be doing is this one. Okay, the first part I have joined to the center of this axis line. Okay, the first part or the first point on your vertical line has been joined to the top of this division line. Then next what I have done, from the horizontal line I have drawn a perpendicular which cuts on this inclined line of 1. Okay, from first point I have drawn a perpendicular which cuts or meets a point on this inclined line of 1. This is my first point. Similarly, second, what I will be doing is, from second point I will be drawing an inclined line which joins the center of this line, and from second again a perpendicular line which joins on the inclined line of the second. Similarly, you will keep on joining the third till the center and perpendicular from third to the inclined line of third. so on and so forth. You will complete this for all your 5 points. Okay. Now next what you will be doing is the same procedure that you did on the left hand side of your rectangle will be repeated on the right hand side of the rectangle. So you will divide the right hand side of the rectangle into 6 equal parts vertical and the horizontal line also into 6 equal parts and join them. And starting from this particular point, if you see, you will be starting from this point. This is my point, say P, then P1, P2, P3, P4, P5. Here I will be having P6, then again P5, P4, P3, P2, P1 and P. So this will give me my parabola enclosed in a rectangle. So this is how you draw a parabola by rectangle method. I hope you have understood how to draw a parabola by rectangle method. In the next lecture, we will be covering how to draw a ellipse by rectangle method. Thank you.